Come all ye mad and raging, fearless friends of war and peace. Come all ye sad, self-righteous, frightened friends down on your bended knees. All beings on this earth, you must not harm them. All weapons you hold deep within your heart, you must disarm them. Every man you meet your son, every woman is your daughter. Go find someone who's thirsty and give them water. How many soldiers sent will go and going not come back? Who will fight in fear and fight the fear to not break rank? Who will stand alone before the rolling tank? And standing still, stop it dead there in its tracks. Every man you meet your son, every woman is your daughter. Go find someone who's thirsty and give them water. If you send someone to kill someone or to be killed, to stop the killing, you are also killing. While all the while all your pockets you are filling. What profiteth a man who gains 4 corners of the world, yet to himself remains unknown? What profiteth a man with lying tongue and devil's tail that's curled, if his heart hides from the light and turns to stone? Go find someone who's hungry and give them food to eat. Go find someone who's homeless and bring them in off of your street. Every man you meet your son, every woman is your daughter. Go find someone who's thirsty and give them water. Your brow is wrinkled from the truth you will not tell. You and your friends are living proof of hell. All things must live within the all and everything, the great provider. We only want your happiness, your wholeness, unbound by fear and hope. Instead you have become the great divider. All beings on this earth, you must not harm them. All weapons you hold so dear, so deep within your heart, you must disarm them. Every man you meet your son, every woman is your daughter. Go find someone who's thirsty and give them water. liberty you spoke in circles and tongues while the boys all fought for you. We thought you were all beauty and truth. Now I see you thought so too. You told us time and time again the best is yet to come. But the more you talked, the less you saw of the damage done. Born and bred to push your luck out to the edge of town. Over unmarked graves you swore to try to live your legend down. Headlong into battlefields you broke into a run to take part in and be part of the damage done. Desert shields and dirty deals and dim lines drawn in dust. Send 500,000 men to save some oil in the sand. My God, in cars we trust. But the worst is not the body count, nor battles lost and won. It's in the hearts of those who fail to feel the real damage done. Desert storms, a call to arms, call it what you will. One nation out from under God, with justice standing still. Noriega, North and Nixon now, like father and like son. One steps aside, one steps right in to carry on the damage done. Playing with war toys turns into a full-time occupation. I guess the less said the better about a kinder, gentler nation. 'Cause once you've tasted power and blood, it's easier to aim your gun and fire away and walk away from the damage done. Oil rigs, elections, and oil stains our hands. Soon we'll have a mighty pipeline flowing across Afghanistan. One day in hell 2 towers fell. What's lost can never be won. By war on war, adding terror to the damage done. When the good and the bad get ugly, the devil thinks all is well. 'Cause when the good and the bad get ugly, the whole wide world starts going to hell. When the good and the bad get ugly, they take things way too far. When the good and the bad get ugly, you know the devil just loves a war. Yeah, they choose up sides and then they both decide they'd rather fight than switch. When the good and the bad get ugly, Lord, it gets hard to tell which is which. Now when the good and the bad get ugly, they make enemies from their friends. But as long as there's still a fighting and killing, man, the devil don't care who wins. Oh, when the good and the bad get ugly, they want to live but don't want to let live. When the good and the bad get ugly, even preachers forget to forgive. There's pocketbooks to be filled. You got to be a destroyer before your employer gets a contract to rebuild. Money, 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 money and power, I think we're finally getting the picture. The good and the bad get ugly just to help the good and the bad get richer. When the good and the bad get ugly, it's eyes for eye and teeth for tooth. When the good and the bad get ugly, the very first thing that disappears is truth. Yeah, they choose up sides and then they both decide they'd rather fight than switch. But when the good and the bad get ugly, Lord, it gets hard to tell which is which. And the bad get ugly, they do every dumb thing under the hot sun. There's ways to be real and there's ways you can heal, but the Patriot Act is not one. When the good and the bad get ugly, they don't let light shine on the way. When the good and the bad get ugly, boys, there's gonna be the devil to pay. There's gonna be the devil to pay. There's gonna be the devil to pay. Oh, when the good and the bad get ugly. Oh, when the good and the bad get ugly. Oh, when the good and the bad get ugly. For every wasted word of wisdom that's drowned in wine and beer, lost in waves of conversation, found in pools of fallen tears, for one split-second glimpse of glory and that graceful grin of God, spied in some sad shot of whiskey, where even angels' noggins nod. I raise a glass, I banish thought, I notice not what God hath wrought. For the ways great spirits left us, for the words great saints have said, living on forever's edges and etched on tombstones of the dead, for all the prayers that never make it to Jacob's ladder's upper rungs, that they stall almost remembered on the tips of good men's tongues. I raise a glass, I banish thought, I notice not what God hath wrought. nothing but the best of wishes, and the trails of tears they leave for sweet inspiration, whispering between the last breath and the next breath you breathe. For every song of revelation, falling hard on sleeping ears. Pour me one more for the road, my love. Let the angels drown in tears. I raise a glass, I banish thought. I notice not what God hath wrought. Now for everything that matters, and everything that never will, for everything that's moving, and for it all that's standing still, for every moment that I've squandered, and every stone that lies unturned, for every true love that I've won and lost, and every long lost bridge I've burned, I raise a glass, I banish thought. I notice not what God hath wrought. Send to hell, who you gonna give the golden crown? Who you gonna raise up from the raging fire, and who you gonna burn into the ground? I'm gonna send some liars, I'm gonna send some thieves, I'm gonna send some dope fiends and their dope. I got to send the president, I got to send some kings, and you can bet your ass I'm gonna send the Pope. Oh man, who you gonna send to hell? Who you gonna give the golden crown? Who you gonna raise up from the raging fire, and who you gonna burn into the ground? I'll send every redneck, and I'll send every roughneck, I'll send every rubberneck as well. I'll send every middleman, and I'll send every idle hand. There's things for them to do down there in hell. Oh man, who you gonna send to hell? Who you gonna give the golden crown? Who you gonna raise up from the raging fire, and who you gonna burn into the ground? I'll send the girls who gossip, but it's gonna be a toss-up with those who do their thinking all out loud. And I'll send every madman, and I'll send every bad man. I can pick them out of any crowd. Oh man, who you gonna send to hell? Who you gonna give the golden crown? Who you gonna raise up from the raging fire, and who you gonna burn into the ground? I'll send the clowns who don't have fun, and anyone who packs a gun, soldiers, cops, and robbers, one and all. I'll send the preacher and the priest, and then the beauty and the beast. I'll open up the ground and watch them fall. Oh man, who you gonna send to hell? Who you gonna give the golden crown? every gambling man, and I'll send every rambling man. I'll send every worker, every boss. I'll send black and white and red and blue and brown and yellow children too. You forget I let my kid die on the cross. Oh man, who you gonna send to hell? Who you gonna give the golden crown? Who you gonna raise up from the raging fire? And who you gonna burn into the ground? Oh man, who you gonna send to hell? Who you gonna give the golden crown? Who you gonna raise up from the raging fire? And who you gonna burn into the ground? He smiles like the devil in us all. He smiles like the devil in us all. It could be the moment, it could be the hour, could be the usual addiction to power, but he smiles like the devil in us all. They all smile like a devil when he's on TV. They all smile like the devil when he's on TV. It could be the bright lights, could be the city, could be they think they own that whole town without pity, but they smile like the devil when he's on TV. He smiles like the devil when he's talking to the press. He smiles like the devil when he's talking to the press. I'm not in it for the power, I'm not in it for the glory. They tell me what to say and so I'm sticking to my story. And he smiles like the devil when he's talking to the press. He smiles like a devil when he cracks a joke. He smiles like the devil when he cracks a joke. Well, he says something silly, kinda laughs out loud. He winks at the crowd, it's got to make his daddy proud. How he smiles like the devil when he cracks a joke. Smile like the devil when the war drags on and on and on. They all smile like the devil when the war drags on. They never found a single weapon of mass destruction, but they all smell oil, got to get it in production. And they smile like the devil when the war drags on and on. They all smile like the devil when the war drags on and on and on. They smile like the devil when the war drags on. Yeah, they smile like the devil when the war drags on. You always win those games you play, those games that always just fade away. But win or lose, they're all the same until you play the master game. In war and peace, good soldiers die. The king comes up empty, reaching for the sky. He knows not his heart, and it's a crying shame. He has no thought of the master game. They'll throw you out to fall behind and kneel and pray before the swine. Their voices rise high above love, smoke and flame. No sign is seen of the master game. Stone, you've thrown the knife. No hill to climb, no prize to claim. You're running from the master game. Some form fades in and makes a mark, then turns to turn the light to dark. White bones in black, you know his name. He's the shadow on your shoulder in the master game. You always win those games you play, those games that always just fade away. But win or lose, they're all the same until you play the master game. You're running from the master game. Double cross your heart, poke a stick in your eye. You're gonna have to live until the day you die. Though the road be rocky and your feet be bruised, nobody needs a road map for the blues. Eat your heart out, honey, eat your tongue out too. Nobody got it any better than anybody but you. But who cares anyhow, anyhow, who is who? Nobody needs a road map for the blues. Stick a poor man baby in a mansion fine. He gonna drown himself in the women and wine. I put a millionaire in a poor man's shoes, and neither one of them will ever need a road map for the blues. A little pal of mine, she can pant of mine, scenes from the trail of the lonesome pine. She's road weary, she's paid her dues. She don't need no stinking road map for the blues. Well, it's dark as a dungeon down in the mine. It's just a hole in the ground, but it's easy to find. I found one, babe, you can find one too. No, nobody needs a road map for the blues. From the good and the bad to the jive and the jazz and the rigmarole and the razzmatazz is a cold hard fact of life you can use. Nobody needs a road map for the blues. No, nobody needs a road map for the blues. You know, nothing ever has turned out right quite like I thought. I've had to give away or sell or haul away a half of everything I ever bought. When I've lied my way or tried to hide away, Lord, I've always been caught. I've had to relearn and then unlearn all the half-truth I've been taught. Yes, life is a pit, and history's just full of it. They say we have to fight wars to survive, and though death it might sting us, sweet victory might bring us all back home, dead or alive. So quite early one morning I'll thank my lucky stars. I'm headed home for the good times between wars. They will show 'em all how to live. We'll knock 'em all dead. We'll hit all the great cafes and bars. We'll sing Let It Be, and we'll act like we're free between wars. Oh, we'll throw back some beers, and we'll hold back some tears. Ah, who's gonna notice my scars? We'll wave and we'll smile, and we'll step out in style between wars. even in the darkest hour, I keep looking for some signs. I still got one good eye, darling, and you're the reason that it shines. So let's read the good book and breed more little soldiers. We'll give them toy guns and toy tanks and cars. They'll grow up to fight, and we'll teach them it's right. Between wars, with my purple heart on my sleeve, there'll be no need to grieve. This time I'm gonna shoot for the stars. We'll go to the state fair, you can push my wheelchair. Between wars, between wars. Somebody sat and suffered with devils in his head. He was going down in pain and full of doubt. Along came a man with a love in his heart, and he cast the devils out. He cast the devils out. He cast the devils out. Along came a man with love in his heart, and he cast the devils out. Somebody said Saddam had devils in his land, dreams of atom bombs beyond a doubt. Along came a man with oil in his heart, and he tried to cast the devils out. He couldn't do it. He tried to cast the devils out. He's still trying to cast the devils out. He threw a few out of the White House, but left some room for doubt. Who is he to cast devils out? God is love and war is hell, and man is a pawn in the game. Some are making a living, and some are making a killing, and they're known by a number of names. Fear and hate and homicide, those little devils, greed and pride. That's what war and all its waste is all about. But let us hear the truth, and in the name of love, we'll cast the devils out. We're gonna cast the devils out. We're gonna cast the devils out. Mark your ballots in the light, be sure they count them right, and we'll cast the devils out. We're gonna cast the devils out. We're gonna cast the devils out. Mark your ballots in the light, be sure they count them right, and we'll cast the devils out. We're gonna cast the devils out. We're gonna cast the devils out. We're gonna cast the devils out. Now for Jesus and Muhammad, let us lay down all the guns. In the light of love and wisdom, let us stand. Turn the battlefield goes to Buddha Fields and lay down all the guns. Oh, brother, won't you shake my hand? Brother, won't you shake my hand today? Sister, lift your veil and understand. Let all anger disappear like our little footprints in the sand. Oh, brother, won't you shake my hand? Oh, yeah. If your religion lets you kill, you'll have lots of graves to fill. There's writing on the wall in every land. Show a little backbone, show some love. Turn the wheel and rise above. Oh, brother, won't you shake my hand? Brother, won't you shake my hand today? Sister, lift your veil and understand. Let all anger disappear like our little footprints in the sand. Oh, brother, won't you shake my hand? Every morning when you rise, let the light shine in your eyes. Fill your heart up with compassion if you can. When fear and hatred come undone, war itself will cut and run. Oh, brother, won't you shake my hand? Brother, won't you shake my hand today? Sister, lift your veil and understand. Let all anger disappear like our little footprints in the sand. Oh, brother, won't you shake my hand? Oh, brother, won't you shake my hand? Backing out the door, you just came through. There's 1,000 sorrows coming after you. Backing up the stairs, you just came down. How many men above you wanna all leave town and take it out west? Little hearts they bought and sold on a never-ending quest for a pot of gold. But the rainbow ends where the good times flew, and it ain't a pot of gold no more, it's a pot of glue. In a pot of glue. Civilization's wearing thin like an old sad shirt. No feeling in the skin, can't tell where it's hurt. But the serpent circled up, he's got his tail inside, he's got his mouth open wide, and he's just about to bite. But he stops like a rock, and he turns stone cold. He imagines he's a rainbow wrapped around a pot of gold. But the rainbow ends where the the good times flew. And it ain't a pot of gold no more, it's a pot of glue. Yeah, the rainbow ends in a pot of glue. You're no rank stranger to the golden rule. You've been doing this to me, babe, so I'm doing this to you. What you were trying to touch has no earthly use, but it's got a hold of you now, and it won't turn loose. You're living in confusion. It's nothing new, it's nothing old, but you're stuck in this illusion that it's your pot of gold. But the rainbow ends where the good times flew. And it ain't a pot of gold no more, it's a pot of glue. Yeah, the rainbow ends in a pot of glue. Yeah, the rainbow ends in a pot of glue. All right. Well, who's gonna be the master? Who's gonna be the slave? Who's gonna be the master? And who's gonna be the slave? Tell me now, who's gonna be the master? Who's gonna be the slave on that day, on that great election day? Now who's gonna vote their conscience? And who's gonna count the votes? Who's gonna vote their conscience? Who's gonna count their votes? Tell me now, but who's gonna vote their conscience? And how they gonna count the votes on that day, on that great election day? Well, don't you let them count the votes with a man-made machine. No, no, don't you let them ever count the votes with some man-made machine. Don't let them count those votes with a man-made machine on that day, on that great election day. Yeah, mark your ballots in the light, count them all by hand. Oh, get your piece of paper and a pencil and a pen and mark them down by hand. Mark your ballots on a piece of paper and count them all by hand on that day, on that great election day. way to count 'em right is to count 'em all by hand. Count 'em every one by hand. Yes, count 'em all by hand, Lordy. The only way to count 'em right is to count 'em all by hand. On that day, on that great election day. Woo, look out. Cause who's gonna be the master? Who's gonna be the slave? Who's gonna be the master? And who's gonna be the slave? Now who's gonna be the master? And who's gonna be the slave on that day, on that great election day? Now get your little booty to the polling place and mark your ballots well. Set yourself down in the voting booth and mark your ballots well. Get on down to the polling place and mark your ballots well on that day, on that great election day. I ain't gonna vote for a man or woman who's full of lies and fear. No, no, I ain't gonna vote for a man or woman that's full of lies and fear. I ain't gonna vote for man or beast who's full of lies and fear on that day, on that great election day. I'll save my vote for a man or a woman who has a plan for peace. I'll save my vote for a man or woman who lives and works for peace. I'm gonna vote for a man or woman whose heart is aimed at peace on that day, on that great election day. Yes, yes. Now who's gonna be the master? Who's gonna be the slave? Tell me now, who's gonna be the master? Who's gonna be the slave? Tell me, who's gonna be the master? Who's gonna be the slave on that day, on that great election day? Who's gonna be the master? Who's gonna be the slave? Tell me, who's gonna be the master? Who's gonna be the slave? Tell me now, who's gonna be the master? And who's gonna be the slave on that day, on that great election day? Master, who's gonna be the slave? Who's gonna be the master? And who's gonna be the slave? Who's gonna be the master? And who's gonna be the slave on that day, that great election day?